Alright, guys, it is Melissa again. Let's talk some more about pro-life stuff, shall we? Um, Usually I have bobby pins in here when I take my hair down. Okay, let's talk some more about pro-life. Where am I with all this stuff? So, I had talked this morning about a video I watched last night of a girl talking about her abortion and how she didn't want to be a single mom to start off. And I'm working today and I'm thinking about this, right? And I'm thinking about the conversation she had, and I only got like halfway through, so I need to listen to more. And I'm like, she already was a single mom. She is a mom of a dead baby, right? So she already was a single mom in the sense of not being married and her man leaving her or her breaking up with him, whatever. So abortion doesn't take it away. And somebody said to me in a comment here, they're like, oh, how convenient for you, right? You didn't have an abortion because you didn't love the guy. You didn't have an abortion because of this and that, but because your mother forced you into it, and how convenient for you. Um, the denial is so deep and dark with abortion. It is just called abortion. Girls are duped into it. They don't understand what it is. And the truth is, she has a dead baby. And people can't even say that. They can't even say my baby was killed or my child was murdered in front of me. They cannot say it. It's just, oh, well, it was an abortion and it was a solution. It was a band-aid to what had happened. No big deal, and that is not what it is. And it's because women can't handle the truth. I mean, they can't handle really the truth. If it was presented in a different way, if it was, hey, you are pregnant, you're going to have a baby, it's just like this comedian who's like, imagine baking a cake and somebody comes over in your oven, throws your cake across the floor, and you're like, hey, what are you doing? That's my cake. And they're like, no, it's not a cake, it's just a bunch of ingredients. And you're like, but it was going to be a cake in 15 minutes until you ruined it. So the same thing, you know. Um, Even if we're just talking about at the at conception is when it's when it's a baby. But even if we're just talking about, oh, there were chromosomes or whatever, you know what I mean? We know it would have been, it is a baby, and if you let the baby grow, you're going to have a baby. So, the thing is, if we had presented this differently, if we said, oh, okay, you are pregnant and you're this far along and you are now a mother and we have a solution. We're going to kill your baby for you, and then you don't have to worry about ever again worrying about that baby. Or if it was actually more truth and said, wait a minute, you are a mother, we're going to kill the baby, you're going to have a lot of regret because no mother wants her baby killed. You're going to have some post-traumatic stress. You're going to need some counsel to get through it and heal. You're going to need to grieve your baby. But right now, we're not going to talk about it. We're going to lie to you. We're going to just pretend it's not really a baby. And then you can go on with your life and just pretend. Do you know how many women probably would not have abortion if the truth was presented? I think most women would not. And then to be like, what you're asking women to do is you're asking them to live a lie. You're asking them to live in a way as if they never had that baby, as if they were never pregnant, as if it doesn't matter. That's what you're asking women to do. And they are loaded down and burdened with such guilt, such shame, such awful memories, flashbacks, everything. But unless a woman gets healing, she's not going to be able to deal with it. And that healing should lead to truth. It should lead to the truth of, yes, you had a child, nobody wanted it, whatever. It was a burden. So for me, was it a convenience? No. How could it be a convenience? I will say I am one of the few, and somebody said this to me on the sidewalks too. They're like, Melissa, you're one of the few who is pro-life, who has had an abortion. So that's where I feel like my strength is, because a lot of people who are pro-life have never been in that situation. They never know what it's like, and I have been there. And the fact of me and my boyfriend breaking up, yeah, I was not in love with him. I was not. I knew that we had already broken up. I just outgrew him for some reason. I don't know what it was. I just totally outgrew him. I think it was my peers being like, he's geeky, you know? And I think I just came to the realization that, yeah, I don't think he's my type. And I was a super nice girl. And I think at that point I was looking for somebody who was a bad boy, you know, and I got it. I mean, I did get a bad boy. I got a real bad one. But I didn't know it, you know, and I was already like ready to like date him and move on with him, and there was no way that I was going back to my first boyfriend. So it was a done over deal. So I probably would have started off probably as a single mom. I think I would have, because there was no plans to marry him. So that's kind of what I got for now, guys. And I will be talking more about her conversations and talking about processing all this, because it's important for women to be able to process what happened instead of just having a band-aid and being like, oh, it was a dentist appointment, all done. Okay, thanks for joining me, guys.